I'm gonna go call the workshop to order, and you can do a roll call if you want, just to write down who's here.
Oh.
Because we don't have a tape recorder yet.
Okay. So we have Mr. Rice.
I'm here.
Smith.
Here, I think,
Somewhere.
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 Mr. Boyle's here.
Mueller.
You're not going in order, that'll screw up.
Here. Oh, yeah.
Well, now.
She might want to change her order.
Mr. Warner's,
It's gonna be a new packing order.
Mr. Hampton.
Here.
Did you get it, Tom? Okay.
Please wait.
Well, that's what my TV says all the time. It goes down to 3 and it don't go any.
You need a new cable box.
I just got that one. I'm about ready to take them all in there and shove them right
You
up
need a
in.
new one.
I just got one last
You gotta
week and
reboot
still
it all
has
the
that.
time. It's got bad.
Mine,
And then the phone don't even ring and it comes across TV, somebody's calling. Phone don't even ring.
your memory's full.
What's your modem?
Oh,
We gotta do this.
how do I know? I
talk
don't know
between
nothing. I sit on
You got
my.
regular internet. You got regulars.
Okay.
Done many times.
Alright, we'll go ahead and get started here. First of all, I'll be real quick. I passed everybody out a couple handouts that the health department gave me at another meeting today about secondhand smoke. They're going to come after the first year and talk a little bit about that, the effects of secondhand smoke. So, other than that, Tom, what do you have?
You're not going to talk about the park and what they're wanting?
I'll let them do that the first year. I'm not getting into that mess.
Come on, man, I was ready to roll tonight.
All right, the health department, they would like our park to be a smoke-free park. Okay,
I'd like to have $1 million.
so
I like to have it no vandalism too.
so that's they can
Is
come.
it just the signage they're wanting help with on that or something? Is that what it goes to?
Yeah, basically.
What is it? They want the entire village park smoke free.
We don't even control the football field.
Well,
Yeah, we don't own the football field.
the football people were saying that we own the property, and we're saying they have the lease, and somebody's got to make a call on it. What do you want to do? They're saying it's up to the city. The football people are.
It's worthless to even pass an ordinance or do anything about it, because people aren't going to pay attention, we can't enforce it.
Can't enforce it.
That's not me to say. I told them I'd bring it to you, and there's the information I give to you that they give me reference to it. And when they come to first of the year sometime,
Next, they'll be wanting no smoking on the bridge up here, and no smoking up by the East School.
No smoking in the whole town.
Texarkana, Texas is no smoking. Texarkana is Arkansas, you can, that's where I stayed.
okay.
They arrest you.
So that's the story on that. Got her now, Tom? All right. All right, Tom, go ahead.
Yeah, first item I have this evening is the bid opening Thursday for the Borden County Reservoir breaching project. We accept them low bidder Monday evening, the 16th at our regular meeting. Again, that's Thursday at 10 o'clock if anybody wants to be here for that bid opening. The engineer's estimate, final engineer's estimate for that project is $250,000. Second item I have, just for your information, Lepi's initial estimate to clean up the Main Street property was $55,720. Actual dumpsters hauled away, the material was 30 dumpsters, the estimate was 40. So the actual bill was actually just $45,140. I guess better than anything, that's $10,000 less than we was expecting to pay.
Merry Christmas.
You've got a copy there too of the Borough November water bill. just give you that for your information to show you that November bill was 7.1 million gallons. Pre the water improvement project, the average monthly bill was between 11 and 12 million per month.
Great.
So if you look at that, that's about a $20,000 per month savings. That equates to $240,000 per year. So that project is definitely paying for itself. Small shelter house, I got an estimate off of Matt Headley. He's going to start on that hopefully next week. His estimate's attached, which somebody can read that number off.
$7,528.
752843. And next to you, I didn't make everybody a copy, but you should see the other two previous estimates. One's from Flecto, I think it's 8,200. The other one from a gentleman, I can't even think of his. Kern, yeah, that's 10,200.
10,004 and Flecto was $8,070.
And again, hopefully he'll start on that next week, and Southeastern Electric can then come in and complete the lights, installing the wiring in the conduit and the lights. I did bring up to you at the last meeting, the kids, I guess, did tear down a section of the conduit. Tim's going to try to get that up here yet tomorrow or Wednesday, so we have to get started. I think I forwarded some pictures today. The restroom, where they've already pried the door on the women's restroom in to get the door open.
Did we pick it up on camera?
No, we didn't.
Is that the only damage they did?
Pardon me?
Is that the only damage they did was pry the door open?
Yeah, I mean, yes.
They didn't go inside and tear up a bunch of
I
stuff?
wasn't real impressed with the handles they put on them anyway. You know, they got the long handle on. I think it should be the knob, which I'm going to change them out anyway. That'd be my recommendation. We usually do it this time of year. Just go ahead and shut the, close the park down.
I think I mentioned that in email today.
Yeah. So,
Lock her up.
probably, maybe leave one gate open so Headley gets the, ceiling and the soffit installed. But, yeah, I'll make a note there. Brian, for your information, we'll get that port closed down too.
The top one,
Pardon me?
93 exit, close that one.
The top one, top
Yeah.
gate.
Yeah. Which I'll check, I'll have Mark and them check tomorrow, because I don't know if the chain's still there, the lock's there, or what have
That's
you.
their lock and chain.
Yeah. What I'd like to see done there myself is, a 6-foot chain link fence from the top end of the park to the bottom end of the park, on the alley side only that you're gonna pay. That way that camera's only got 3 places you can get in that park. They gotta come in, there'll be an entrance, same as there on the cutoff there from Bond Street.
Sure.
The only way you can come in is there, and there. Then you don't have to watch that whole alley, because that's how they're coming in. They're just walking into the park.
We move one on just stationary on that.
What's that?
We move one to put stationary on that building.
Sure.
On which building?
On the new restroom.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Got
actually
one
pretty much,
side of it.
you got one on it.
Actually, you can see both sides. Off 2 different
Last
cameras.
video I watched, it was a good little piece away. Really, you mean?
Yeah, you
Show
mean
the
for the
people
last video we took?
Yes.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we're planning on, Scott brought that up as well, we're planning on changing that out too. Not changing that, we'll just move the camera. That camera's actually back on that pedestal by the ball diamond. It's, last workshop meeting, I gave everybody a copy of the credit card policy to look over for any additions, deletions, or questions, what have you. I have not gave Amy a copy yet. I'll love for her to look it over. I'd like to find out what our Walmart, Lowe's, and Sam's Club purchasing limits are, because I'd like to actually state that on the policy. We will put a $4,000 limit on the community bank credit card. But again, Amy being a fiscal officer, I'd like for her to look that over, and she might have some changes, questions, and some discussion, but have you had a chance to look over it?
I didn't see anything that I didn't like.
I think I also give you a copy of the, I'm gonna call it an itemized list that the state auditor wanted to see spelled out on that policy. And it does not have to be passed as an ordinance, just, we'll make a motion and approve it. Probably first of the year now, maybe next meeting if Amy looks it over and her and I discuss it while at it. The last thing I had is Monday, December 23rd. That's Monday. We don't normally have a meeting that Monday, so I was going to bring it up. Do you want to have a meeting or do you not want to have a meeting?
It'd be a workshop if we did.
Yeah, it'd be a workshop, right? And I won't be here.
I wouldn't be here.
And if you did, you'd probably only have an 8-minute meeting.
If you're not here, we will.
We've never had in the past.
That's what I'm saying. I just want to make sure, I'd like to get it out, we'll publicize it and,
So we won't have one the 23rd or the
if you want to
30th.
make a note, I'd like to let Jan know. No, Jan won't need to know anyway.
Well, there would be a fifth Monday anyway.
You won't have one on the 30th because it's the 5th Monday anyway.
So next week will be our last meeting, regular meeting for the year.
Yes. Business meeting.
Well, we do have business on that. Hopefully we can approve the low bid on the project.
Yeah.
Anybody got any questions on that
If
project?
anything would come up, the 30th, if we have to on the 30th, then
That's the 5th Monday.
On the 23rd, you mean?
no.
If anything comes up for the 23rd, like an emergency or something?
Right, if there's an emergency situation.
Yeah, we can always,
Feel free to
we
call.
always call meetings.
Yeah.
Right,
2 days notification.
okay. If anything will come up, I mean, just,
That's all I have, Mayor. Unless anybody has any questions. Brian, you want to give us an update on the interceptor?
Well, we got it back, and I haven't figured out why we got it back, because I guess there's something due to the radios. Was there a wire or something they're waiting on
Really?
that they ordered?
Well, why would they give it back? Why would they send it back?
So I don't know if our repeater, I heard something about a repeater. So if it's just a repeater, all you do is screw the back wire in and set it and go. But other than that, if it's over 10 Bob's Garage, gonna get the push bumper and the,
But commercial's done with it?
yes.
How's the equipment look?
It's in there, everything looks good.
Okay. And Tim's gonna do the push,
Push bumper and then the front cage,
and are you doing the decals?
yes. And his heated garage over there and his bucket truck's getting work on or something. So we pulled it.
Good, so we ought to have it on the road here a week or two, huh?
Next week.
Good.
I've not heard one word about it, so. Don't know anything about the radios or anything, so. I'm out of the loop evidently.
I haven't heard anything.
Well, I don't know why we discussed it in a meeting that we was gonna take it all out from the Trailblazer.
I know I'm saying, I never heard anything about any wires missing or anything, or why we got it back.
Yeah, I don't,
I
I
heard
tried
it.
going out today and half wasn't.
Nothing.
He
Oh,
didn't know anything to tell you.
When did it come back?
I don't even know that.
yeah, I didn't know that either.
Thursday? Friday?
Last week, something.
Last
But it's just a matter of getting the wire in and we can install it.
And maybe the wires there, I tried, like I said, I couldn't get all the way today to find out why. I heard repeater, I mean, our repeater may have been bad. And if it is, all it is, you just screw a wire into the
Okay.
back. Try to get hold of you tomorrow and figure out what's up.
Anybody, council have anything else?
Yes, yes, we do actually. Chris, want to bring up a little bit, we briefly spoke last Monday. We wanted to basically table it until Bill got here so he could give us a little more insight. But junior high wrestling.
Is it a youth program?
Youth program.
Huh?
Youth
Youth program is inquiring about using the upstairs rooms in the rec center to
Stage.
hold wrestling practices and tournaments, and wanting to, and Bill's in a little bit on it.
They've been out of school for the last 7-8 years, and I've had a lot of problems with them. But I don't have a problem with them being there, but I just don't like the area. I think
I don't like it either.
I think
One,
we
the
need
whole
to
wall's full of mirrors, nothing but mirrors.
have them on the stage.
Yeah, I don't like
They can
that.
the high school practices on the stage out at the high school. They can practice on the stage down at the rec center. And that way you keep everybody in your gym and in your gym area.
Sure, I agree.
I think you keep that locked up there because you do have mirrors, and there's one room that's really nice, and I'd like to keep it nice. Of course, I haven't been there in a while, so I haven't seen it, but I think it's pretty nice.
There's some mold on the carpet in that far corner.
Okay, it's probably just from sitting. I mean,
I think there's evidently been a leak in the past.
okay.
Supposedly Mr.
We got mirrors in there. There's just so many things you could
That
break.
whole wall's full of mirrors.
Why are they moving to the rec center? I'm just curious.
I have no idea. Other than
About the school.
So why, that's my point. Why do we want to do what should be at the school?
no, this is a youth program.
It's
This
youth
is
program. Oh, okay.
This isn't
Okay.
junior high program. Junior high school will still be out.
Is it a revenue source or not? Or?
It could be a good.
It could be a
revenue
good revenue source. I'm just reading back through the notes here. He reached out to me through text here, so give me just a second. Not looking to have many kids at first, 8 to 10, hopefully grow next year. Would like to go on a monthly price rather than a daily cost per kid. That would be expensive for sign-ups. I'll do a sign-in sheet to keep track of attendance. A decent summer tourney would bring us in about $2,000, which we'd want to split with the rec center. Practices will be closed. Only the participants will be in practices. Parents will have to drop the kids off and come back and pick them up, so there won't be any of that worry where we've got parents, we've got kids.
If they
kids
follow
that-
through with it, because
Yeah,
it's been
'cause they
closed
don't
out
with
to
the
the
basketball.
That's that won't happen.
Right.
Because the basketball.
The other coaches and I will keep the 2 rooms upstairs completely clean and organized. Again, that's they're wanting to use those rooms. Wrestling rooms have to be disinfected often to prevent the spread of ringworm. Only time we would leave upstairs is on Thursdays to join Mr. Rice at the climbing wall, maybe occasional distance run in the gym. Let's see here. A couple other.
There's rules I posted this year, and they struggle with following them.
Right.
If you push the button there on that, Fred. The lock.
Yeah, no, it's on here.
Just don't.
Rules for the gym use at night.
He was thinking that the karate, Mr. Wilson wasn't going to be coming back and using the rec center draw either. Is that a
That's the rumor that I heard long before he asked me.
okay? All right. He mentioned that here in the message too.
I had heard that before. I
So
don't
those
know that
rooms
as a
upstairs
fact.
were going to be open.
Well,
anyway.
whether or not their rooms are open, I would rather them be on the stage.
Okay.
And then, they'll have their meets down on the floor.
Is this
Yeah.
new, Bill?
This year, me and Mr. Howe came up with those rules just because of the start of the year and years past. Trying to get these people just to use common sense.
A lot of people don't have that.
I don't want them up in those upper rooms. That's your call.
How's the,
If you put him on the stage there and they're trying to have practice on the stage while basketball games are going on
Well, basketball games are only on Saturdays.
Saturdays.
Yeah. So that practice, they can have basketball practice and then be on the stage and wrestle because they're all out anyway.
Right.
So you're not gonna.
Yeah.
They can practice on the stage. The only thing I'd like to see done there, Chris, we talked about in the past, is get those lockers off that stage. There's a pile of lockers there. We talked about moving or getting rid of.
Yeah, and the
It'd
kids.
be a great
climb
spot. They could
down.
roll their mats right up against the cubby wall where the lockers are now. I talked to you a little bit about it. Really need to go down there and just reorganize it.
When do they have their
Unorganized.
meets?
Huh?
When do they have their meets?
They've had them through the weeks before, but they're not gonna be able to anyway because we've got basketball practices going on at the same time. They will be after basketball's over with. They go clear until
He's
March.
mentioning in here to actually doing some spring and summertime stuff.
Yeah, they do some
And
spring.
wrestling all,
Who's he?
Jeremy Allen, he's the one that takes care of the youth side.
He's a junior high coach.
He's the junior high coach as well out there for the school.
But we would have to have something similar to what I just showed you there, Tom, down there, and just have it signed that they're gonna follow those rules.
Well, it doesn't matter to me, you know me, I don't want any part of that rec center other than maintenance.
We need to decide on how much to charge.
How
Speaking of
much,
maintenance, how's those back doors?
Back doors are fine. All the doors up along the hall, aren't working, and the door to the new weight room, it just pushes open now. You can't lock it. I caught kids in there the other night and ran them out during basketball.
We need to go down and spend about a day down there and get stuff
so
back
if we,
organized.
if we want to entertain that, we got to figure out what a monthly charge would be fair, and then come up with some sort of a, if he does have tournaments, wrestling meets and so forth, what's fair there to take some on the gate entrance,
You do it the same as you do the basketball.
basketball and everything else.
Does the basketball have?
Well, they pay so much for the gate, right?
Oh, we get the gate from basketball.
Yeah, well,
Oh, okay. They don't get any of it, the basketball teams don't
you
get
gotta be
any
the
of
same
it?
across the board.
Okay.
I thought they got half and half.
We get it all. Either that or you're gonna have charged by the head, which is also fair, because that's what everybody else pays.
$3, $6 family.
Actually, you got an ordinance that specifies what the fees
what the
are.
fees are.
Right.
We talked about this last time, something like this came up, and we decided to go with the ordinance.
No, but if they're there, I don't mind being there, but I think it needs to be down at the stage. It needs to be down.
On the
No need
stage,
to be up around the mirrors.
charge according to the ordinance,
Yeah, and I mean, you know,
there's the answer.
Okay.
you can't go against your ordinance unless you wanna change it.
It's a brand new program, we don't know if they're gonna have, or ever gonna have, or have regularly any kind of competition for us to get a gate.
Oh, yeah.
We need to
Oh,
charge,
yeah,
I'm sure they will, but.
No, they're big. They're big. I've worked with them. They're big. They have kids come in. Usually, their youth program must be down if they said they only got 10. Usually, we have
20, 30 kids.
20, 30 kids that are
Yeah.
wrestling the youth program out there.
And my neighbor said that they went to Maysville this year because of whatever, for a youth program, because this one out here wasn't where it needed to be or whatever. Didn't catch it all, but kind of weird.
I don't know. So we grew all those years. I know this year, I think it's the first year Adam has not been involved in it. Adam ran it. There was 20, 30 kids. Crooksville kids. About every weight level filled and some of them doubled.
There it is.
Okay.
Anybody have anything else?
Yeah, who actually is running the rec center?
Nobody. I run the climbing, Steve McNeil runs the archery, and
Dorsey runs basketball.
Shane Dorsey
Shane's
runs the
running
basketball.
basketball.
That's all that's in there. In case all of you don't get the Times Recorder, we had a nice little write-up on the climbing wall on the front page of the Times Recorder a couple, 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Did you save it?
Got it at home, yeah.
Okay.
But you can't remember that guy's address, right?
I got that guy's address.
Oh, no, you can't.
I'm not gonna hit him up again this quick.
You should send him that.
Send him that article.
Oh, I will, that's why I bought two.
What's happened to all the doors where they won't lock? They won't
People
lock?
busted them all up. I'm not too worried about any of them, but that weight room up there, I mean, I've already ran kids out of there. Same deal, you know, just kids from basketball. They just run the whole building.
It's not the kids playing.
Oh no, it's not the kids playing basketball, it's their brothers and sisters. Same as it's always been.
That's what I'm saying, if the parents come in, do they pay? I'm just curious. That's why I was asking who watches over the place.
They pay when they come to climb the wall. If you walk in the door, you pay to climb, whether you
You
climb or
pay
not.
right when you come in the door too, the basketball.
That's what I'm asking about this wrestling, or archery or anything. Everybody comes in the door pay?
$3, $6 family.
No, that, the basketball program is an actual rec center program. You gotta remember that. We get the sign-up fees off that, we get the gate. So they practice, it's a rec center program. So once they pay their sign-up fees, they're playing through the rec center. They don't pay every time they come into practice.
No, I mean the parents.
Yeah, we do. Anybody goes to a game, not if we go watching practice.
Not
we do.
practice, practice, you know, they don't charge for practices,
No, I'm talking about the game.
just game.
All games they are.
Yeah.
The games probably aren't when the kids are tearing up, are they?
I don't know, I'm not
No,
there.
you
Oh, no,
you have enough adults to police it normally.
Well, I'm just saying, they probably, my opinion, what I've seen is.
Saturday, the people that's got brothers and sisters are running everywhere.
Oh,
That one woman told her little girl, "No, you're not going."
John, I did, I usually had my wife, me,
Didn't go get her
and
nothing. I thought.
2 to 4 other people, we
Grabbed
staffed
her.
it.
I went over there Saturday,
Saturday.
walked in and there was, like you said, looked like a million kids running up and down the hallway and
They
everywhere.
shouldn't have been, but
They always are.
I don't know how he staffs it, I know we staffed it.
Come on,
What?
it's a rec center.
You still gotta staff it and monitor it.
Yeah, I know. Well, you know that February, I believe, is your last payment.
Yep.
So you'll be more or less
Out
free
of
of USDA.
Right.
If you want to open it for things that you've discussed in the past as far as
Bands.
receptions or,
Receptions.
you know, reunions, what have you.
Right.
Moneymaker.
Potentially.
I mean, there's
It
nowhere around
opens
here
up.
big enough to.
You know, everybody just goes to Roseville right now.
Well, I would recommend anything for revenue, because right now the taxpayers put about 20 to 25 grand a year on that place.
Right.
I think it's a little bit more like 30. Probably a little over 30. But yeah, it's a lot of money going into it.
It's got a lot of potential for revenue. I mean, where do you have a stage like that around?
Right.
It's got potential.
Just saying you're kind of, you got your hands tied to what you can do right now, being under.
Right.
Under there. Correct. Frees up a little bit next year.
That frees up a pretty good payment too.
Yeah.
Trying to get Arts Council back, but it's tough. Because everything's at Somerset. But I'm still working on that. Never gonna give up on that. We got a good facility down there. The arts help keep it maintained, you know, because they's in there quite a bit. Just like our basketball keeps it going. The climbing wall, not so much the archery, but
Well, in my opinion, the archery needs to do a better job of that. I've said that for years.
last time I looked on the cameras, there was 2 guys there from archery, and they was there an hour, lights on, nobody else come in, they closed the door and went out. There was was an hour, the lights were on, nobody was there but the two guys that run the program. That particular night, I was just curious, you know, but I don't watch it all the time. So, but that may be something you want to review the first of the year, you know, look at, you know, profit versus loss, you know, how much you're bringing in, considering how much you're paying out. If there's some other program you can bring in that'll do a little bit better, then it is what it is, you know. They lost the archery, went to the place out by the school, and I don't know what all the causes were, but, you know, some of it was self-inflicted, you know, by some people that was running the program at the time, I think, and now we need to change the venue. We pick up something like I was trying to do the arts people, but man, they're pretty set in where they're at.
Do they they're not the same time,
No, they're Wednesday and we're Thursday. And they have
they have Sundays?
Yeah, Thursday, they have Wednesday night,
What
from
time?
6 to 8, and Sunday from
We're not generating any revenue off Sundays, and we can generate revenue on Sundays with wrestling.
Yeah, there's wrestling.
Just saying.
There's
I agree with that,
wrestling
Bill,
tournaments, They are
100%.
huge,
Oh, yeah.
huge.
Yeah,
They'll go all day,
What?
wrestling.
Oh yeah, they go all day and run concessions.
Now, the archery has those tournaments once a month, I think. So there'd be, if you have to deal with them, look at their schedule, Bert, and then bring in that
I think they're
wrestling.
The problem with archery right now is I think they do the sign up to do those tournaments, and then they pay out everything that they.
Well, it's
They
just
take
simple,
in.
it's just
So now
simple, what
how
they
many
bring in
should-
annually. Come on,
Nothing.
huh?
$10 a month.
Not much.
very little.
I think
How
they-
much? I mean, we gotta keep track of it, don't we?
Oh, we have track of it. It's,
Somewhere we've got it.
I got it somewhere here.
You gotta bring a venue in and making money. If it's not making money, you can't turn the lights on, the heat on, the air conditioning on.
Memory serves me right, went like $1,600 all last year.
I don't think it was that much.
not that much.
I think it's 600, 700. I got it.
I think you're right, I think it's 700.
It wasn't much.
16.
Is that a plan to have tournaments, wrestling tournaments?
What?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's what his plan was.
Well, then you're probably gonna have to have it on Sunday, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, they have meets at night, but
Yeah,
they would have to be Sunday because of basketball. And,
You could have meets at night, but you couldn't have big tournaments at night. You had to have a weekend.
Have to have a weekend day, start early.
Sunday.
Yeah, I used to do that all the time, man, they last all day. That's what had to money.
Okay, I can give you these 2 years here real quick.
I have one down there.
And the archery in 2016,
It's $600.
2016 brought in $241 the whole year. In 2017, they brought in $340. That 2017. I don't know where, I should have all the 2018 in that here somewhere. 2015, it was 653. 2014 is 529. You know, and all these years, basketball has brought in, you know, $4, $5, $6, $7,000. Yeah, so there's 4,900, 5,000, 6,000, and
Go back to
2017 basketball was 8,133.
Wrestling probably nice, right?
Oh, yeah, probably.
The slowest year in basketball was 2016, and it was $2,671. and that year 241 was the archery. So archery is not being profitable. I did have a word with Mr. McNeil earlier in the year, told him that he's going to have to pick up the pace or do something different, or his program may be in jeopardy. And that's all I said to him. Now, I haven't seen any data from this year, what he's turned in so far, but you can probably find out what they had from last year. What the rec center.
Obviously, it wasn't much. But I'm sure, could he change and put Steve at another evening instead of Sunday?
That's
Probably
They're not bringing in any money, it has to change.
Why, just do away with Sunday?
You wouldn't have to change anything.
Just do away with Sunday.
Yeah, but still give him another slot, say in the evening or something.
During basketball season, you can't.
Yeah. Basketball's.
Basketball
pretty
takes
much
up
tied
every single available time slot that there is.
Except for yours on Thursday night.
And Wednesday night.
Yeah, Wednesday night. Yeah.
They take everything else.
And they
Saturday
still
all
want-
day, they have their games.
And they still want half of your spot on Thursday.
Oh, yeah. Well, we live with that.
Right.
Well, and then practices.
How many shoots?
down the road.
You're there, how many shoots?
Roseville.
But
Archery, I mean,
I have no idea, I'm not there. That's on Wednesday,
Wednesday and Sunday.
Wednesday and Sunday.
How many Sunday shoots? I got it hanging up in my office. How many Sunday shoots they have and when they're having.
But they're more or less competing with,
Yes,
Robinson out there.
yeah,
Yeah,
Robert,
They don't get
Ferris.
the kids.
Tom and Kathy, yeah.
who don't get the
The
kids.
rec center. Kids don't go out
The
there.
expenses for the rec center, just looking through a few of the years here, as low as 24,000 and as high as 31,000 in the red.
That includes the
Income
payment
over
on the building.
expenses, huh?
That includes the payment on the building.
Payments
Yes.
too. Yeah.
See, that'll go away next year,
Yeah.
so that'll get a little bit better.
So that's what, 14,900, is that?
Was that an annual payment or was that a
Yeah.
biannual? We just paid it one time a year or was
I
it
think
twice a
it's
year?
one time a year in February. I think it's
February.
14,900, something like that.
That'll make it look a little better.
Yeah, gonna make it look a lot better.
I think.
I just seriously think you need to sit down first of the year and, because like John said, you can pick up reunions and receptions and those money makers. There's nowhere to go,
That's right.
you know?
Union Hall out there that I used to belong to get $450 for an evening,
Yeah.
for like a Saturday afternoon.
Well, Roseville every weekend.
Actually, a couple of years ago, I started on,
That's a lot of money.
I started on actually keeping some of the
Stepdaughter had her
themes of the stuff
wedding
I had
reception
down
down
there.
there in
That they could almost have
2010.
reception down there, and we had stuff to.
$350 just for
lights
deposit. And you get that back if it's clean.
So we can
If
walk
they have
up
to
the
scoop up
tables.
cake off the floor,
Get some tables
clean the
and
bathroom, you
Are
don't
you
get,
gonna
you
do
don't
that?
get a dime
I couldn't
back.
even find
Right,
two
are you
put out
gonna-
here to eat lunch the other day.
Janitor comes in on Monday and if he's
I found
clean,
one of VOC, that's out of
no
school.
refunds.
Yep.
That's,
Yep, you don't get a dime back.
I got it on my stage waiting to bring it back down, but it's
How
on
did
the
it
sixth
get out
floor.
there?
Huh?
How did it get out there?
What?
Probably during testing, they did
Oh.
testing and they asked to borrow them,
Tables?
and probably got shuffled into their tables.
The only ones I could find the other night are a bunch of tables I'd never seen anywhere in the building before, a bunch of brown ones. And then those ones that fold up and run around on the wheels.
Yeah, we've had those.
We've had those, but there's a bunch of stuff out there right now I've never seen before.
We had 13 white ones, plastic ones, 6 footers. Like I said, I got one of them.
Yeah, I don't know where any of them are now. I looked around the building.
Was it 13, Tom, or 11?
What's that?
The white tables.
No, about 20 of them.
I know, but we took so many to the rec center.
Should've been 20.
Me and you marked them, remember?
There should've been 20.
Me and
with
you
the rec
marked them,
center.
took them over.
There aren't any down there right now.
No, there's none there now. They get borrowed and someone gives it to somebody and they don't come back.
Like
Or maybe they're
chairs.
bringing their old ones in, trading them for our new ones.
Trade for the new ones,
We've got
yeah,
it.
that's
I
right.
don't know what some of those are.
Unsafe.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else? Bill, did you have something? Somebody thought they said had something.
I was just bringing up that rec center from last week.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, I got a few things. Since you brought up the beginning, not that everybody knows all the details about it, but I'm curious to know if the park becomes a smoke-free area. This is something that may not be answerable today, but would this help get future grants? We could look into that.
Maybe from the health department,
Maybe.
We'll know when they come and talk to us.
but they're not what you call high dollar grants if you get anything from the health department.
All right.
More like assist grants, assist
Seed money.
seed money.
When will the park be closed to the public or to vehicles, or how does that work?
This week,
Will that be to the public or just to vehicles?
no, it's always welcome to the public. They can walk in anytime.
10 minutes.
In 10 minutes.
But won't be no vehicles as of this week sometime?
Hopefully, yes.
Okay.
I'll just put it this way, there won't be any after Mr. Headley completes the ceiling in the saw.
All right. Once that's completed, then it'll be shut down.
What's that?
Once that is completed, it'll be shut down.
They'll probably be shut down before then, but
Yeah.
of course he'll open it to come in, or we'll open it to get him in.
Yeah. All right. And
But it's something that's done every year at this time. It's nothing new.
right, exactly.
They'll open it up one time there when they do the food drop off again.
Oh, okay.
Because that'll come, next month again?
Yeah,
Yeah.
January.
it's always open for commodities.
Come on.
I got two more things. Let's see. I'll bring it first. All right. How about let's do this. All right. For council members only, how much interest do you guys have in having the guy come back and talk about registering properties? Is there any interest in that?
On what now?
The guy that came here that said he could register properties?
Muni rag.
Yeah. Is there any interest from you guys to have that done? If so, I'm curious. There hasn't been much talk about it.
Hasn't been talked about.
Personally, on a level, I think there's a little interest there.
Anybody else have an opinion on that seems like a good idea or not?
I think it's a great idea.
I think it is too.
That way we know who's got what. We're not tracking people.
It seems like better than the current situation, doesn't it? Right? I was just curious. I'm hoping to see something like that happen because I have questions. I do have a copy of the contract. If I had more time, I would go over that, but that would take a few hours, I'm sure. The other thing I have is clarification on, I know you don't have a copy of this in front of you, but you're welcome to my copy. Ordinance 2356. Mayor, you had given this to me, and it is about, it was when I had asked about properties where they have been burnt to the fire, right, for example, and I had concerns with, shouldn't there be something in place to protect the public from paying for somebody's not having insurance? Obviously now with having the land bank, it makes it a lot easier for properties to be cleaned up. But in the ordinance, it states that the, I think it's section B or something, right there. I forgot about that one. Anyway, the responsibility falls on the fiscal officer and not the chief, the fire chief.
Okay, let me explain how that
Yeah.
works. When they have a fire and someone says they have insurance,
Mhm.
the fire department is supposed to notify them, and their insurance company tell the owner that their insurance company has to contact the village because they have insurance on the property to set money back in escrow based on how much they have insured.
Right.
Okay, percentage of that insurance money goes in escrow with the village fiscal officer until the property is fixed up, tore down, or whatever.
Right.
And that escrow money is to help the village in the event that the insurance company does not do anything, or the owner of the policy takes and spends money to buy a new house, lets that go to crap.
Right.
And then we're stuck holding the bag.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's up to the fire chief to contact the insurance company if there is insurance.
it's up to the homeowner. The fire chief's supposed to tell, or the fire department
Mm-hmm.
is supposed to tell the homeowner or the tenant, if they have insurance, that they have to, their insurance company has to contact the village,
Right.
because we have an ordinance that says, we'll hold so much money in escrow until they get it cleaned up.
So once all that is complete, it will be up to the fiscal officer to hold that money in escrow then, right?
After it's cleaned up and it's inspected,
Right.
then they get the money back that
Right.
we're holding.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
They get the money back.
You might sort of call it a retainage.
No, that makes sense to me, but I was just, now with the land bank, with their information, makes properties easier to hand over and have cleaned up.
That's a whole different issue, the land bank, than
It's a
this.
whole different issue there.
Well, I'm just saying,
You gotta get
the cleanup part, it's
Well-
easier to have that done if the owner of the property is willing to sign it over to the land bank,
Correct.
rather than having some abandoned,
Well, it's just another avenue. It makes
Yeah,
it, makes it a
right.
little quicker.
yes, a lot quicker.
But, if you're referencing, maybe say that property there on China Street where it's a
I'm not
bank,
referencing any property specific.
just general,
Yeah, just in general,
okay, all right. Yeah, because every situation's gonna be different. I'm
Mhm.
gonna reference that one down there on China Street. That house is, the past owner, or the most recent owner, lost that and had filed bankruptcy on it. So there's no way you can go back on him for it. So it's somewhere in the receivership of either the bankruptcy court or,
There's still
The bank.
I don't want to say, or the
Right.
bank.
The bank would be the
The
responsibility of
bank,
it, yeah.
yeah, the
Yeah.
responsible owner. So if you could get the bank to sign off on that and give it over to the land bank,
Mhm.
then they could maybe use some of that money to clean it up, and then in turn, the land bank's gonna sell that lot once it's cleaned up.
Now, let's talk about that one specifically then. All right, now, since, let's say Bank A owns that property,
Mhm.
I'm not going to assume they're aware of the land bank,
They probably aren't.
okay? Now, could someone here at the village contact them and say, hey, there's a possibility here to keep, and who would that fall under? Just anybody in general, or?
Good question.
Who owns the property?
I don't know that.
Huh?
I do not know that.
It's a vacant property though, correct?
Yeah,
So it kind
That's where the
of
guy came
answers
in.
your first question in the beginning about vacant property registration.
right,
Nobody knows right now who owns it.
yeah. Okay, so what would be the next step in the process of getting this guy back in here and we have him come to a decision with having him do his job? Just mere contacting the fellow? Is that what it comes down to? Okay,
Well, I think he contacted you, didn't he, Fred?
Yep, twice.
Actually, the way that was left, I met with him again at the Municipal League Conference.
yeah,
I was in October. He gave me a copy of his contract that I in turn gave you a copy of, correct?
mhm, yep,
I gave council also a copy of that contract, as I did the village solicitor.
right,
That's the first thing that has to be done. They have to discuss, approve, and agree on their contract.
and I've probably got 3 dozen
So
questions.
there's
with
no
my
sense in him
contract
coming back
until we're ready for it,
until, right,
yeah,
the solicitor
Because I read
says this
every
needs
one of those
added, or this
pages.
needs deleted, or
right,
we all agree on the contract, it's a good contract.
yeah.
There's no sense bringing him back till,
And I can forward anybody my questions on this contract and point out specifically my concerns or whatnot.
they're
because
not,
It
they
needs-
couldn't answer them. All those questions would be directed to village solicitor. That's what we pay her for,
Okay.
negotiate contracts.
All right.
Not to cut you off,
No, 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 you're
but seriously, yeah.
Yeah. So who could I forward my questions to get it to the solicitor?
I would say, Rocky, nobody until such a time that they actually have a contract this is added, this is deleted, and everybody agrees that this is a contract.
Yeah.
Now that everybody agrees on the contract, then you can say, you have a question about it now, it can be
Okay.
answered.
Okay.
Because as you see in that contract, a lot of it's deleted, just,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, I mean,
Oh,
like
I'm
I
not
said,
concerned. I'm just, okay.
I wouldn't even
sure.
begin to read it. I don't even want to read it.
Yeah,
Just, you know, that's what I'm paying the solicitor for.
right.
But then, once she says it's a good contract, if you want to hire this gentleman, you can execute the contract. Then if you got questions, you got a contract to ask questions about.
Right. Okay. All right.
And where the village solicitor is and council is with that contract this time, I have no idea.
Haven't heard any more
I
about it.
believe she's got it. It's in her pile.
All right.
That's good questions.
Well, that's all I had, I think.
Anybody have anything else?
I still say they need a street light up on Heskett.
We we're
Did you go up and look? Did you see where it was real?
Mark. He's going to get with you. Let me know, and then I'll work with AEP.
Don't go out after dark.
One other thing I have to ask council here. I talked to you about the arts, trying to get the arts council, some arts back, arts council and that. Should I continue to do that or?
The what?
The arts council, get them back. They were active at one time and kept a lot of stuff going on in the rec.
We had active people in the arts council.
Yeah.
I don't know, do we have, I mean, yeah, I'd love to see it back here, but do we have anyone that's got an interest?
You know, the arts council actually ran the arts council themselves.
Right.
In fact, the big sport program, that was on May.
Right.
So, you know, you'd have to get them to, you have to draw their interest again to see if they want to come back and they want to get involved again. I would think, and then have a location for them to work out of, as we used to have with Heritage Hall. That's where they worked out of before. So they would need a room or something at the rec center, you know, if you want to get them established again.
Did they get all the clothes and stuff out of that one there?
What room?
Going behind the stage?
No, that was
I
arts
don't think
council.
that was
theater.
arts council. I think that was just Kathy's play thing, wasn't it?
Kathy's art studio.
Yeah, that wasn't,
Did
they weren't affiliated with the arts council.
Theater group.
But should I try for it? There's theater groups out there that I've listened to a couple of them in a couple of meetings I've been to. Should I try to get a theater group? I mean, I got a couple more weeks to go, guys. Let's face it.
It sounds like you need to get some
trying.
time slots for them first.
You don't have anywhere to put them. You know, 3 months out of the year, the rec center is as full as it can possibly be.
Right now.
You know,
If you
during all the winter months.
November, December, January. Some into February, yeah.
Usually clear into the end of February.
Probably on
Right
first
on
March.
basketball.
When
Because
it
then
dies
the
off.
tournaments.
Yeah, I would like to see a group involved that would take charge and utilize that stage and do some things maybe for the seniors of the area. And
May, June, July.
yeah, I would like to see that.
Okay. I'll keep plugging away at that. Couple more weeks.
Well, that's who I'd reach out to start with. You know.
Okay. All right, anything else? If not, we're adjourned.